Hello and good morning everyone. My name is Nurul Afifah binti Cik Harun. Metric numbers A175-804. Today I would like to present an article review about why Buddhism and the modern world need each other. A Buddhism perspective from R.LOY. Extracts. Thus, the Buddhists impose on dukkha, suffering in the broad sense, provide better parallel with the Western concept of justice. Dukkha is globally its most important concept. According to the Pali Canon ceremony, Buddha said that what he had to teach was dukkha and how to end it. Historically, Asian Buddhism has focused on individual dukkha and personal karma, a limitation that, while have been necessary in autocratic politics, the cold and sometimes did repress Buddhism institution. Today, however, globalization of democracy, human rights, freedoms of speech, opened the door to new ways of responding to social and institutional causes of dukkha. Good versus evils. The relationship between good and evil is perhaps the most problematical example of dualistic thinking, because the interdependent means that we do not know what good is until we determine what evil is. Good requires avoiding evil, and we feel that we are good when we are struggling against that evil, preferably an evil outside us. This is the problematic aspect of duality between good and evil. But there is also a beneficial side which brings us back to the Heber prophets. Ignore versus awakening. Moral behavior is also important in Buddhism. Buddhism, the fundamental aside is not between good and evil, but between ignorance and delusion of awakening wisdom. The primary challenge is not ethical but cognitive in the broad senses. Becoming more aware, in principle, someone who has awakened to the true nature of the world, including the true matter of oneself, no longer needs to follow an internal moral code because he or she naturally wants to behave in a way that does not violate the spirit of the precept. If only its work so will in practice, the Buddha implicit the thought, dukkha, suffering, and how to end it. The suffering of economic injustice. David R.LOY concludes by offering what I believe to be two implications of Buddhist teaching. One of them focuses on our individual predicaments, one's personal role in our economic system, and the other implication consider the structure of institutional aspect of that system. What David R.LOY have to say about our personal economy? Predicament follows from what is perhaps the most important teaching of the Buddha: the relationship between dukkha and anatta, not self or non-self. One way to understand this teaching is that there is a basic problem with the sense of a me inside that is from other people, and from the rest of the world outside. Concluding remarks. Applying a Buddhist perspective to structural dukkha implies an alternative evaluations of our economic situation. Instead of appealing for distributive justice, this approach focuses on the consequence of individuals and institutionalized delusions. The dukkha of sense of a self that feels separate from others. Here, the traditional Western concern for social justice, complemented by the Buddhist focus on ending dukkha. In sum, the role of greed must be addressed not only individually in our personal life but also structurally. Conclusions. In my opinion, modern development have nothing to offer but insecurity and competitiveness, and was extensions of boredom associated with them. Buddhism offers a few very simple and efficacious methods to combat that. Buddhism has a role to play in our life, and a role is which we, from the great land of Buddha, have an important part to play. It's our responsibility to share our thinking, knowledge, and experience with as many as possible, so ultimately we all see that the message of the Buddha continue to reach mankind in every nook and corner of the world. That's all from me. Thank you.